Now we'll move on from here and run comps on the property. We'll click on Find Comparables. All right, so here we have our valuation dashboard, which summarizes the results. We found 28 results with the lowest price of $133,666, highest price of $780. Here's your median information, as well as a valuation on the property based on these 28 sales. You can also click on Advanced Statistics to get additional information like average numbers. And there's also this option here, Value of the Subject Property. Here you can increase or decrease the subject property's value as it's compared to the other properties, so that you can say, if you're anyone who's looking at a property who may be more familiar with the structure than Property Shark, if you know that it's got a new boiler, new roof, new kitchen, these are things that increase the value, and you can reflect that by increasing the value here as it's compared. So at the 50th percentile, the property is worth $525,000. At the 80th percentile, $682,000. So if you need to justify a higher or lower price for a property, this is a great way to help determine the number. Now, above that is the search criteria. Here you're going to be able to see what we use. In this case, we're only looking for a half-mile radius and properties that closed in the last 6 months. That's the only criteria we used. So if you want to add additional criteria to further narrow the results, you're able to do that. Our results will be included at the bottom, but if you want to add additional criteria, you're certainly able to do that using this section here. So for example, if you want to change the radius, you can use a different radius, or not a radius at all. You can look within a zip code in a particular city, or use our map option, our polygon tool, and determine your own location. The polygon is a great way to define a location. For example, if you're just looking for one particular street from one end to another, not necessarily an entire street, you can click to leave a marker. And you can make whatever shape you want. So if for some reason you wanted to exclude certain properties, you could do that as well. And say, okay, this is the only area that I want. And so once you've defined the area, you can either accept the polygon or click OK, or clear it and make another one. So say you just want to increase the area a bit, you can do that. And you keep going until you're satisfied with what you've created. And you come back to the beginning. And now this is your newly defined area. So you can use any of these options to define your location, whether it's the radius, the zip code, the polygon, or the city itself. The building classes you can choose from the list below if you're looking for residential, commercial, mixed use, or any of the others. You can also click on more details to be a little bit more specific based on the property type. So instead of just residential, you can define single family, or break it down a little bit further by the different types of single families. Same thing with multifamilies, whether it's 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 or above, condo units versus condo buildings, something to be aware of. You are able to identify condo buildings or condo units depending on what your usage is. So if you're looking just to identify, obviously not many condo buildings sell, so condo units is more likely what you'd be looking for in comps, but be aware that we do have buildings as well. And then every property class available is going to be included here, so you can be as specific as the criteria allows in using this section. Let's take single family and then also townhouses. So we should get less than 28 results in this case. And there's other criteria you can use as well. If you want to use square footage, you can change the sale date. So here we're looking at 6 months. You can look at 3 months or even further out to 36 months. And there is additional criteria that you can look at as well, whether it be zoning, the year built, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, or price range, any of these options to determine how specific you want your results to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at the information provided. Here we're looking at under the orange, this is our target property where we began, and then below that are the other sales that were found in the search. So what you're going to see is the property address, the seller and the buyer, the sale date, price per square foot, the sale price, the square footage. Distance here is going to be the distance from the target property because we used a radius, and then the year built. If you want to use additional information or less information, you can come up here to columns and pick and choose what information you want displayed on this page. When you first come on to Property Shark to run comparables, you may see that all of these line items are turned on, and if you don't want all that information, you can pick and choose which ones you want to display. And once you save the changes, those get saved to your account settings. So every time you run comps, it'll only display the information you've selected. And you can change that at will, but it will save to your account, so you don't have to keep doing it. Now, there's also this tools option that's going to be included for each property, and this allows you to do a few other things like look at the sale history, add notes, add it to one of your folders, view the property on a map, but there's also then report sections. Here you can pop up any section of the property report right here on the comparables page. So this makes it a little bit easier if you need to do a quick check on something that you see listed here. You don't have to go to the full report, but you can take a look at that information right on this page. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to do your research. There you go. There's the overview. Now, the addresses are live links back to the property report if you want to look at the report, but the report section is a really great way to take a look at information you need quickly. You can also sort by any of these column headings. So if you want to sort by the sale price, you can do that. So you can go from lowest to highest. A lot of times you may want to get rid of the lowest and the highest sale prices because you see this low is much lower. The price per square foot is only $102. So to get rid of a property in your comps, you can just click on this red arrow here, and that's going to send it down to the bottom of the page right here. It's removed from the results here. So you see we've gone from 28 to 27. And your numbers will change slightly depending on what you remove. So if you want to go down to the bottom, remove the highest, see how that shakes out, you can do that. You see here it's 780, but the price per square foot is only 618, and you do see that there are some higher price per square foot. This one's 753. That one's kind of interesting. So that may be something you want to take out, but that's definitely inflating the valuation just a bit. So you can sort by whatever you'd like to determine best what represents market value for this type of property, and what you're left with will be your comparables report that you can either print to Excel, print out or export to Excel or anything like that. You just want to come up here to print/export after you've selected your results. Let's just say we like all these results. You can click on the green arrow in the column heading here, and then click on print/export, where you can again make a PDF or directly print it out or print or format it in Excel or as a CSV document. If you click on HTML, this is your printable version, and you can just print the page that comes up. There we go. It will give you the search criteria and the valuation dashboard information. So if you do change the value of the subject property, that's going to be reflected here as well. And then you'll see your results.